The Muppets have been creating music and jokes and joys for generations. Let's take a deeper look at their legacy. The Muppets were created by Jim Henderson. Jim Henderson was an animator at the Walt Disney Organization and is often credited as the creator and original voice of Goofy. In 1934, after World War II, Jim Henderson left Disney to create the Muppets. He got the name The Muppets because they are puppets and are in movies. Let's rank the top 10 Muppets. Number 10. Mr. Chef. Mr. Chef is the cook on The Muppet Show. He is often making delicious meals for his Muppet friends. But sometimes things can get a little crazy in the kitchen, especially when he is cooking his famous duck dish. Mr. Chef, however, has seen some controversy, as some think he is an offensive Italian stereotype. But I don't think his cooking is any worse than Artie Bucco. Oh. Number 9. The Dog. The Dog is the saxophone player on The Muppet Show. The Dog was the first Muppet ever created. He first appeared in 1814 on the Jimmy Dean Winchester Variety Show. He is also dog-pilled and based.
Stay away from women.
Number 8. Elmo. Elmo is known near and very dear to children, but his story is long and very loving. He first appeared on Sesame Street in the second season in 1954 with a very different voice.
I did not hit her.
But now he has his charmingly squeal.
I did not hit her.
But more famous than the red puppet is his tickle toy, Please Tickle You Elmo. Please Tickle You Elro came out in 2015 and teaches kids how to say please and tickle, all with the help of Nelmo. What fun, we love Belmo. Number 7. Rizzy Rat. Rizzy Rat is the littlest Muppet and therefore the mischievous one, often pulling hilarious pranks and silly pranks with his famous catchphrase, "You got rizzed on by rats." He's hungry for adventure and always looking for lady rats who know how to treat a man to a good time. I want a rat. Number 6. Big Bird. Biggest Bird is just so big. He fills his feathers with charm and wit and joy with his bigness. It is a mystery what kind of bird Bigger Bird is. Some believe he is a goose, but others think he is a rat. But we don't care, because Big Bear Bird in the Bird Blue House is independent and fierce and joy because he's big. And kids want to be big too. Number 5. Fozzie Bear. Fozzie Bear is a bear comedian, but his jokes barely land. However, Fozzie, just like Dr. Chef, is not being without problematic. Many think this bear is a ripoff of Freddy Fazbear from Freddy Nights at 5, a very sinister and spooky mobile app. And as many saw, FNAF came out in 2022, and Fozzie premiered in 2024. And hats are seen on the bear. But that's just a theory. Right? Number 4. The Cookie Monster. Beloved by everyone, the Cookie Monster is famously iconic monster on Sesame Street. Every child knows his signature traits. He loves cookies and always needing to go to the bathroom. However, in 2006, many moms and mothers complained about the Cookie Monster, and he was changed to the Fruit and Vegetable Monster, now sporting green fur and having tomatoes for eyeballs. But I will always remember him as the Cookie Monster. Number 3. Mrs. Piggy. Get out of the star, away is here. Mrs. Piggy is the biggest star of the Muppets. The spotlight is always on her because she is a pig who loves to move it. Originally, Jim Henderson wanted to play Mrs. Piggy, but gave the role to his uncle, Frank Oz. Any Star Wars fan would know the name because Frank Oz also played Luke Skywalker and the voice of the Joker.
We're living in a society!
I guess that means Darth Vader is Mrs. Piggy's father! Number 2. Kermit. Well, of course, our beloved Kermit would be on the list. Kermit is the master of the Muppets. They do whatever he says because he is the ruler. But he is a nice. The frog has made many memes on the internet. Sometimes it's hard to say if Kermit laid the memes or the memes laid Kermit. But as Kermit would say, someday we find the thing that's on the rainbow edge, the dream sleepers, the like-loving seekers, and the me, the frog. Number 1.
Gonzo. The Great Gonzo made his first appearance in The Muppet Show, as the team's residual daredevil, oddball, and whatever. But his journey didn't start there. A prototype of Gonzo appeared in the 1970 television special The Great Santa Claus Switch on CBS. He was called Snarl and lived in a cigar box of all places. But 6 years later, the puppet would be repurposed into the Gonzo we know today. albeit with minor alterations in the second season of The Muppet Show, such as movable eyelids and a brighter disposition. Over the course of The Muppet Show, Gonzo grew into one of the most developed and beloved Muppet characters, from his love of chickens, avant-garde performances, and far-out interest, to even slight masochism. Like all the Muppets, Gonzo has seen a vivid presence in feature films. The first Muppet movie saw him as a plumber trying to break into show business by going to Bombay, along with his signature song, I'm Going to Go Back There Someday. A tearjerker to say the least, about nostalgia for a place you've never been and a feeling you've never had. It's an emotional, compelling, and cathartic song, much like Gonzo himself. 1992 saw Gonzo in perhaps his most famous role, as the dignified 19th century novelist Charles Dickens, serving as the narrator of the much-beloved Muppet Christmas Carol. With that gained star power, a few years later, Gonzo will be promoted as a protagonist for the first time in Muppets from Space. An underrated Muppet outing filled with big laughs and hijinks, but more importantly, a lesson about found family and belonging. Longtime Muppeteer Dave Goelz has been the sole performer of Gonzo for nearly 50 years. One of the longest runs of a performer playing a character in any medium, with Mr. Goelz showing no signs of slowing down. While Kermit will always be the mascot and most iconic of the Muppets, it is Gonzo, through his zany antics, heartfelt songs, and even occasional melancholy, who embodies the unabashedly authentic and unapologetically unique spirit that makes the Muppets who they are. A snazzy dresser, a lover of the arts, a queer icon, Gonzo always proves to be great.
Well, that is the end of our list. What did you think of our list? Who is your favorite Muppet and why? And are they on our list? What other top 10 lists would you like to see? Be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you, Jim.